Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to do a get ready with me with a whole bunch of new makeup releases. I have the Dior Hydra Nude Forever foundation. I've worn it for a couple of days. I have some opinions on it, and the new Rare Beauty bronzer contour, the YSL blushes, and a bunch of other things. Those are just the highlights for me, but we'll talk about it all as we get to it. So I wanted to start off with the color matching between the Dior products. So I do have the Dior foundation stick, and I got the foundation in one end, I got this in one end, and like there isn't anybody selling Dior in my town. So I had to get it online at Shoppers, which meant this may or may not have matched me, because the one end was fantastic when I first got it, when it first launched, so many a months ago. But it's now too dark for me, like just too dark. But I should probably get the 0N in this one, and it would probably work for me, you know, in the dead of winter where we're sitting. And then this is a little lighter. I erred on the side of too dark because I knew, as opposed to too light, because I knew eventually it would match me. But that's the color difference. It's actually, like, it's substantial. It's substantial enough to make this like the perfect shade for me right now. And I'm really excited about that because I want to wear it right now. I want to wear it a lot. Like, it's spoiler alert, it's a really nice foundation. So in the days that I've worn it, I have given it a 12-hour wear test. And like yesterday was an 8-hour wear test. And it wears 8 hours beautifully. If you only need your makeup to last for 8 hours, it's perfect. It's such a elegant, natural looking foundation for 8 hours. I'm going to test it again today for 12 hours. The thing is, it's winter and I'm wearing a coat that is rubbing up against the sides of my face, and I do find that that is where the makeup wears off quickest. So, you know, at the office I'm probably touching my face, so I'm going to be very aware of all of that today, because my 12-hour test had it wearing away right here, which is where they all wear away. Most foundations, if they're going to wear on me, it's right there. It's probably a me thing. So that was the CALIRAY So Blown Primer, not new, but a favorite. And I'm just going to let that sit for a minute, and I'll quickly do my brows with nothing exciting, so I'll just fast forward. Quick lay down of brows. Like, I'm gonna do a little bit more later, but that was the Rare Beauty Brow Harmony in Soft Blonde. That's a favorite, and the reason it's a favorite, just in case you're new here, is I love that tip. It has a perfect angle, and it is nice and small because my brows aren't very large at all, so it fills them in fast, but not overfills. Okay, that is one pump of the Dior, which is, it's really nice. It's not like runny. And I'm gonna start with applying it with fingers because that I have found is my favorite for this guy. So it's like 7:30 in the morning. This is not natural sunlight, so it does make everything look far more shiny than it does in my mirror. So it just took a whole lot of shine from my sunscreen and primer down. So it doesn't look crazy shiny like you're seeing right there, but it is still quite luminous. And I really love how luminous it stays all day long. So that is first layer, and it's a medium. Like, I don't feel like we needed any more to get to a medium. It was just pushing it on with my fingers. And then I'll show you what it looks like adding it with a sponge. So I need a little more because I'm using a sponge, so that's like maybe a quarter pump. I'll boost it up to a half a pump. Just mix it in real nice. And that's that. It's so easy to blend. It's such a good shade match for my skin, and it's just like easy. Everything about it is easy, and it looks like skin. I don't feel like it looks like I have any foundation on right now. It looks like my natural skin, only my redness has been neutralized and my skin looks all flawless. I can't wait to see how this 12-hour wear test goes again, because again, the 2 times that I've worn it, so I know it's not a lot, but like just all day long, every time I looked at my skin, I was like, it still looks flawless. It just lasts perfectly for so long. And I mean, I'm a dry skin girl, so I don't like anything that starts to feel tight all day, and it doesn't. It has hyaluronic acid in it, and they claim a 48-hour like moisturization process, and I'll take it. And I do feel like it is moisturizing. I'm really happy with this. So far so good. I should do a wear test like between the 2 of these, but I would have to get another shade. So because this is easy to and beautiful for a really long time. Like, I can't fault either one of these products. In fact, my only qualm with this one is it doesn't really set down that well. So when I was using it with sunglasses that touched my face, there would be like a line in my face where the sunglasses were. And this one really does set down pretty well. So, okay, let's move on. Let's try out this new Rare Beauty contour. I got the shade Solace. So not the lightest shade, which I actually thought would be mine, but I really like the tone. So I know that they have bronzers and they have contours, and I really like a bronzer. So I really wanted something that did both. And I really like the tone of this one. It's not too cool. It could act as a bronzer, like it's pretty close to my hair color, only like a little warmer. So I'm gonna use it as a bronzer. And if it helps you out at all, I also got the new e.l.f. in case you're like debating, because this is $38, which when you see it online is pretty crazy. But it's huge. Like it's gonna last a really long time, I think, if it's anything like the blushes, which we'll see. And yeah, this wasn't, maybe they're $10, around the $10 mark. And I got the shade Fairlight in this one, and you can see like they're quite similar, but the Fairlight, and I'll just, has a little, it's a little rosier. There's a little more, yeah, it's a little rosier, which I don't have a problem with either. So let's see how the Rare Beauty wears. So I'm just gonna use up what I put on here on one side of my face. Now I did use this yesterday as well, and I really put it on subtly. Like, I absolutely love, I'm just gonna add more, how subtle I can put this on. Like, it just looked like a kiss of sun hit my face, and I really love that. But at the 8-hour mark, it was very hard to see any of it left. So I'm just gonna put a little more on today, just so at the 8-hour mark I can see what I've done. So definitely pigmented and really easy to blend in. And I'll take that. Right? Like, it felt like I had too much there for a second, and now beautiful. And they recommend tapping it on your face, so I will do that as well. The dots. So this usually scares me a little bit, because too much pigment Can look crazy, but it just blends so easily. Just take it into my hairline. Should do that over here too. So I find that to be a nice neutral bronze color. So I do feel like it added the right amount of warmth to my skin right in the middle of winter. Yeah, and it is showing up a little bit more on the iPhone than it does in the mirror. In the mirror, it looks a lot more subtle. Yeah, this is picking up everything, which is nice. You can see it. So still my face is looking quite luminous, a lot more shiny in the iPhone than in real life, but still luminous in real life. So it didn't dull me down at all. And I just can't wait. We'll see how long this lasts, because this is more than I put on yesterday. It feels like the right amount. So we'll see if I do see any bronzer at the end of the day, because I love it. I love this shade. I love how it looks. And if it lasts all day, then we've got a new holy grail. So we'll see. I did also get a new Lancome bronzer. So this is the CE Transforming Bronzer. I got the shade 1 Fair. So I have used the shade 2 Light, which looks like this. And it's just beautiful. This is a very beautiful bronzer. So much so that I was willing to buy another color in the middle of winter. So I have just been finding this time of year that this has been just a little bit too warm. That's it right there. That's too light. And so I was just so curious to see how the Fair would do. And the Fair is much more neutral, which is so exciting, because I pulled it out of the box and was like, uh-oh, that's not going to show up. But I'm very happy to have another neutral bronzer, and I'm just using it to set the Rare Beauty. I have a cat, just, you know, moving camera. If I didn't let them in the room, they would be outside the door crying. So either way. I don't even know if you can tell, because it's such a neutral light color, and the Rare Beauty had much more pigment to it. But I love that I really can't wreck this, right? Like it's so light, I have to build it up, and so there's no worrying about putting too much color on it, at least today, not right now. And then it did set it, right? Like I look very bronzed right now, so I will move on to concealer, which I probably should have done before I put this on, but that's okay. So I'm going to use the House Labs today. This is the shade 4 Fair Neutral. Still my favorite. I find that it's hydrating and it doesn't crease like most concealers do. And I do let it set now. I used to set it with powder much quicker after applying it, but I have found that it self-sets quite well. So now I let it do that before I add anything underneath. Okay, and we're gonna go in with some eyeshadow primer. So in here is actually the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. I do love the NARS Smudge Proof, but I used it beside the Milani for a week and I couldn't tell a difference. And the NARS is $35 and the Milani is like $10.50 or $11.50 at Walmart. And so I used an old bottle of the NARS because I don't love this applicator. Like you have to take take it off and then take the top off, squeeze a little on, put it on your eyelids and put this back on, which just feels a little clumsy to me. I can't handle that. I need fast, easy, efficient, and I really love this applicator. So in this is the Milani now, and it probably will be until I find something better because it works just as well. So let's just touch up my brows. I have discovered, and this was in a lot of other content creators' year-end favorites. This is the Maybelline Build-A-Brow. So I got FOMO and had to try it. It's from the drugstore, I know, but there isn't anything better. I love this. I've already used a stick just to outline my eyes, but this just adds like really nice, depending on how thick you want them, little strokes, so little hairs. And it really looks more natural than without it. And I just have this area that's like needs to be filled so that I can semi-match the other side. And that really does it for me. It still looks a little light, but we'll fill it in. And it also has a cream at the back, like a gel at the back, which is really good. I find that at the end of 8 hours, I don't think I like it as much as the Rare Beauty. So we're going to do one on one side. This is the Rare Beauty eyebrow gel. We're going to do that on this side, and then I'll do this on this side, and at the end of the day we'll see if they're the same. I'll let that dry and I'll go back in and fix that little spot. Okay. Oh my gosh, I didn't mention at the beginning, I have the new HUDA powder. I've been using this for over a week, maybe 2 weeks now, but over a week, and I have thoughts. First, let's just talk packaging. So usually that's an empty top and you just pour what you need into the top and go from there. But you can't use this top for that. So you're forced to use this mesh, which is really pliable. So you really could get down as your powder runs out. You really can get down to it. And I love the delivery system, which makes me want to use it more. But the color, which looks crazy, I know, and all the marketing for this, the color looks crazy. But here's what got me. It's electric lilac with a soft pink. And the lilac will counteract yellow, and I always find that everything looks orange on my skin, right? Like I've kind of been harping like it's not too warm with the bronzer, and I do find that when I put things that are just like a little too much warmth on my skin, they come out as orange. Like a coral blush, I love a coral blush, but often just the wrong shade, just a little bit in the wrong direction, it's just an orange blush on my skin. So I loved the idea that I would have something to counteract that warmth. And I can tell you for sure that I have been using the darker one of the bronzer, which feels just a little bit warm for me right now. And then I used this on top of it, and it made it so that it didn't look as warm. So I feel like this is a hack for me and my skin tone, which has a lot of red undertones, and then my overtone is quite yellow, which are natural colors that probably a lot of people have. So anyway, I've been using it with a brush, and cats. This is also my first time using Huda Beauty powder, so I know everybody else is on board with this. And I'm like the first one discovering it, but wow, it's blurring. It's so beautiful, and yes, a little drying. So you can see the difference right away from one side of my face to the other. Those cats. It matted, like everything now has a more matte look. And don't worry, it doesn't stay that way. All of the luminosity does come out during the day. From the last 2 days that I've used this foundation, I haven't been worried about that. And the one thing, like the one baby complaint I have about, and I think it's probably the Huda powders all said, is that it's slightly drying. So more so than the Givenchy Prism Voile Rosé Original that we all love. More so than that. But it is, it is the middle of winter, and at 12 hours, I haven't had any moisture being put on my face. So at the end of the day, I do find that I'm quite dry and my fine lines are quite pronounced. But I can hardly fault the powder, right? If I could put some kind of moisturizer on my face, I might not have that problem. But just so I've said it, so you know, the whole point of this was for like a nice pinker, brighter under eye. And I'm not sure I love it as an under eye powder, but I do sure love it as a face powder. So I'll keep using it. I'm not upset about it. But yeah, just so I've said it. Okay, so it's a crazy color. All the marketing looks insane. I put it on my skin and I don't think that you can see any of the purple. Like, it doesn't look pink. It looks like a translucent powder. And it has a scent. It's called Ube Birthday Cake, and it smells like soap, something floral, and it's really strong, and it's not my favorite, and still I love the powder. So Huda really got me on this one. I am game to buy the other powders and other colors, but like currently don't feel like I need to. Like it's so perfecting. And again, you probably knew that. This is not a new powder, this is just a new color. So this is a full-on win. I couldn't love this anymore. Well, I could if it didn't dry, if it wasn't so drying, if it was a little kinder to my under eyes, but those are dry already and it's middle of winter. Said that all. So yeah, I love it. And I love the packaging. It's really great. So I'm just gonna show you some blushes. These new YSL blushes I have also been using for over a week, and I bought one, fell in love, bought another one. So this is number 44. One, like, of course, I mean, we're all going to say this, the packaging is just so cute. It's so wonderful. And number 44 is quite a cool pink tone. And they have this shine to them. Like, they have like a highlighter effect to them that, of course, I love. And then the other shade I went back for is 93. So again, it's got a little more orange in it, so it's a little warmer. And so I'm excited to have a cool and a warm blush in this beautiful formula. I absolutely love it. They're $62 each Canadian, which is crazy. And they have some matte as well. So there are a couple colors that I really liked, but they weren't in the shiny finish. And I love the shiny finish. I'll show you one on one side and one on the other, and then I'll blend them. So this is 44. Now these are so pigmented. So I'm touching the blush and now I'm touching the towel in front. If you have like more, if you're darker than me, you're going to love how these apply. I love the colors and I love that they're easy to use, but yeah, they're very pigmented and easy to overdo. And I love how elegant these are. Like, there is a subtle shine right where I want it. Like, I do find that I don't just focus my highlighter up here anymore. I kind of do the whole blush zone anyway. And they're just subtle and elegant and so natural. What a beautiful natural flush. So that's number 44. I don't want to overdo it because I am going to work. And I'm cleaning the same brush off, and we're going in with 93. So this is a little more corally color, which will probably work for more warmer tones. Again, tapping it off because they are very pigmented. Cool tone, warm tone. Just, I do love them. They're so pretty. I would like some more neutral tones, but I do love these. And now I'm gonna mix them. Coral on this side and some cool tone on the other side. Yeah, that's okay. Once I put spray on and I sponge them, they'll calm down a little bit, but you guys, they're beautiful. And I love how they wear. So at the end of 8 hours yesterday, they were definitely still on my face, and they definitely were still quite elegant looking. It just looked much more natural by the end of the day. So long lasting, absolutely beautiful. I do think they're worth it. And I mean, I went back and bought another one, so it kind of proves it, but yeah, they're beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Okay, let's move on to eyes. I got a lot of eyeshadows at Christmas. Christmas time was like my, I was all in on all the eyeshadows. So many good ones were released. So let's talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Sugar and Spice palettes, because these have become favorites. So the shimmers are so intense. They're so stunning. I'll just show you a couple. The sun is coming up and it's about to ruin our lighting completely. But yeah, that's 3 colors, so I know they look quite similar. But that's a gold and a peach and a brown from the Spice palette. I'm into them. And then there's the Sugar palette. Just, they're perfect neutral tones. If I want to go warm, if I want to go pinky, I can choose either one. I tend to just open up both and use them both like a lot. And I can tell you that the sparkles that I'm so into have fallout. Like I haven't yet been able to hold myself back enough to not put too much on. Because it could be me, right? Like I could be over applying. I just love the sparkle so much, but I do end up with sparkles under my eyes by the end of the day. So beginning of the day, I can clean it all up, and either I'm touching my eyes or there's just glitter fallout, and it's not crazy. It's not over the top. It's just a little bit, but you should know if in case that drives you bonkers, because it used to drive me bonkers, and now I'm like, but I like it. So I'm gonna keep using it. Just because I'm going a little warmer today, I'm gonna start with this pretty light color from the Spice palette. Like, this is so serious. I can't talk. Now I'm going to remind you, be kind. I'm about to cover this all with glitter, so the accuracy of all the placement is less important because I'm about to cover it up. But I do like to have just a darker crease. I'm making it bigger because I have hooded eyes. So I will clean up the edges because I tend to put everything on like this, and then when I relax my eyes, it looks like it goes down a little too far. So I wish that every eyeshadow palette had this color in it. I always want that color, just like a bronzer tone in my crease. I'm always looking for that. And then I'm gonna go in with this one here. This is, see, I'm using 2 palettes. This is the Sugar palette. I just love the mix of the two. So it lightened it up a little bit, but I do love that just underneath the brow. And then I'm going in with this one from the Spice palette. Sugar. This is the Sugar palette. So those are all kind of the same tones, but this one is a little darker, and I'm just adding a smidgen of drama. I'm keeping it quite light. Just enough to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. And then this, it doesn't look like it, but it doesn't have anything on it or very much on it. It's just an empty brush, and I'm using for blending. Don't worry, I will fix that. It's driving me bonkers too. Okay, because I do get a lot of fallout, I have been trying the Pat McGrath Intensifies. This is just like a hope that it holds the sparkle on a little bit. It's like a really dense chapstick. And I like that I can use it over top of what I've already done. It's not wrecking anything. But I don't know how much it's helping because I still get fallout, so it's not a perfect system. I'm using the pink in there. It's quite gold, very sparkly, with. They're beautiful. So because I have hooded eyes, I don't really worry about it going above the mobile lid. And also, I want more sparkle. So I'm gonna stop there. We're gonna see, as I don't stop, we're gonna see if I can make that not have glitter fallout today, because that would be thrilling. And then for eyeliner, I'm using something that it's from Annabelle. It's drugstore. It's not luxury at all. If you can't get Annabelle where you are, I have found that the eyeliner that I like that actually stays is Estée Lauder Double Wear, but you must sharpen it, and I am lazy and things just don't get sharpened until I absolutely need them. But this sharpens itself on every wear. So you put it back on the top, and when you twist it, it sharpens and it pulls more material out. It's like $15 compared to $40. So I love this. I have the shade Bronzy. It's called Annabelle Stay Sharp. So it's a Canadian company, which is why I'm not sure if you can get it outside the country. Let me know. If you're not in Canada, can you get Annabelle? So I do wish that every single maker of eyeliner had some lighter colors. Like I use, it's not even here, this Makeup Forever in Wherever Walnut, just so much lighter. I use this so much as eyeliner because it's so much more subtle, and I would like I would like some lighter, more subtle eyeliner colors. Eyeliner makeup people, this is great and it stays on all day, and I'm going to smudge it out so it's less obvious. But I do wish I could find it in a lighter color. They have a charcoal, I'll try it, but everything else is like dark, black is black. And then I'm just giving myself a little lift. So again, because of the hood, I don't want to bring my eyeliner down to the actual shape of my eye. I'd like it to feel a little lifted. So I'm just going up, not at the end here, but up, filling that whole section in. It's subtle. Going into the Spice palette, into this nice light brown. Going over all of that. subtle. And then let's fix up this eyebrow, shall we? Sephora had this on for half price before Christmas, and I haven't tried any of the Max Fixing sprays. So this is Max Fix Plus Stay Over Alcohol-Free Long Lasting. I like this. This is really nice. It's really nice to use. The sprayer is generous but not splotchy. Just making sure to get those eyes. I really do think it's helping with the longevity of my makeup. I like the CALIRAY better. Okay, so I'm so glowy still. That added a little glow. I'm going to clean up the sparkle. I'm willing to believe that this is my fault right now. Like going on, it's probably application. All that sparkle might not be there if I'd done a better job in application. And then I'm just gonna clean up the edges so you can see, like that is way too low. When I go like that, it's still way too low. My eyes got wet. Like I'm very messy. Like I could get better at that, but I do it every day. And I'm just moving towards the end of my eyebrow, and I do find that it gives me a lovely little lift. Yeah, I have gotten the new Colfi in the shade Rose Lassie Lip Staining Oil. I was really excited about this. This is almost the color of my lips. I do find that lip stains are just too dark for me. Like generally speaking, they're going to stain your lips and they're going to leave them like a bright red or a bright pink or something very dark. And I like a much more subtle lip color. So I was really excited about this one. I'll show you what it looks like. I love the applicator. It's flat and easy to be precise with. It feels beautiful, like it does actually feel nourishing. When it wears off, which is so quickly, so fast, when it wears off, my lips don't feel dry, they don't feel dehydrated. So it really is, I feel like it's a nourishing lip oil. But this stain doesn't last very long. I love how it looks right now. Like it's so pretty. This stain will be gone in an hour. I keep trying this. I know that most people are just wearing glosses, like lip liner and a gloss, and you're set. And you must be reapplying all day long, or like that's just the look you like. And I totally understand that. But I am about to go to work, and I would like my lipstick to stay on at least until lunch. The Maybelline lip vinyls have like set that expectation for me. So I get about an hour out of this, and that is better than a gloss, right? Like that's a lot more than a gloss. And I have worn this. I put it on at bedtime just to see if it would still be on in the morning. And it was. My lips looked stained in the morning. So that might be a me problem. I might do that all day long, or I eat, or I talk. Because when my lips were not moving, it did last all night long. So there's that it might be me. Please let me know if you've used this and if you got any kind of longevity out of it. I like the product. I like it a lot. I wish there was a color on my lips 3 hours later. It would just excite me. So yeah, there's that. And then mascara. I may have a new favorite mascara. This is maybe I really like the Tartelette tubing mascara, the original one, purple packaging, not the tubing XL. I have tried that and it was good, but I like the CALIRAY better. But this has just a beautiful wand. I love the brush on this. It helps you separate your lashes because it's so tiny. And so my only complaint with the CALIRAY overall this time is that once you've been using it for a little while, like once it's been open for say 2 weeks, it starts to get a little clumpy and it's a little more work to make your eyelashes separate. And I've been using this for about a month. Hasn't done that yet, and it still might do that. But even if it does, I think this brush might save it. It passes the 12-hour wear test. It looks fresh at 12 hours. I'm all in for this one. This again was on sale before Christmas. It was half price, so I was like, okay. And this might be my new fave. And because this wand is so fine, I can use it on my lower lashes as well. So with the CALIRAY, I don't even chance it. The thread of it bulking up on my lower lashes is too high. I will do the upper lashes and then get the e.l.f. lash extender and use that because it has quite a similar brush to this one. But now I don't even have to switch it, which is so much more efficient in the mornings when you're in a rush. So this new favorite. Yeah, we'll see. Like, I mean, it's too early to tell if it's beaten CALIRAY, but today I'm in love with it, and we'll see how it goes by the end of the month, if it's gotten thick and goopy. And that is it for today. I don't need to add highlighter. I'm very glowy. I'm really happy, like, to conclude. I'm really happy with this. I will pop in at the end of the day and give you a 12-hour wear test on this. And you'll see the 12-hour wear test on these blushes and on the Rare Beauty. Like, I just can't wait to see how that looks at the end of the day, because I've got a clear line of demarcation right there, which, okay, I hate. Let's just fix that. But we'll see, because it's quite subtle. We'll see if I actually can tell if there's any left on my face at the end of the day, because if I can, it's so good. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'll see you in like 12 hours. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Hello, we have hit the 12-hour mark, 12 hours and 15 minutes. And I'm loving how the foundation has worn. So for me, the foundation is a definite win. It has worn off a little bit. Like, I've lost some coverage on the sides of my face. This side looks better than this side always. But yeah, it didn't wear off on the side of my face like foundation normally does. And I was really careful to not zip my jacket all the way up so nothing would rub. And I think it looks fantastic. I still have coverage. Nothing looks like it's like breaking up anywhere, which is usually what I find at this time of day. And yeah, I'm all in for this. A 12-hour wear, it passed the test. It still looks great. I know it looks like there's a lot of shine to my face, but there is a lot of lights pointing at me since it's dark outside now. And depending on the lights that you look in, you can see the bronzer is still there. I actually think in these lights, it's not as easy to see. In my bathroom light, I can definitely see that the bronzer, and I'm going to say like the Rare Beauty, is still on my face, but at work in the bright natural light, like at the 8-hour point, I was like, is that gone? I don't think I have any left, but at home I can see it. So it's really subtle, it's really natural, and it's still on my face at 12 hours. I'm very, very happy with the Rare Beauty as well. Like, really, I'm more happy with it at the beginning of the day when it's like so easy to apply and it just looks so natural. I just love the color Solace. It's still there at the end of the day, so that's also a win for me. Now let's just talk about the eyeshadow. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and you can see I have some fallout under my eyes, and I'm not gonna break up with it over it, okay? Because the eyes still look fresh. They still look like they did when I started the day, except eyeliner definitely worn off. It was still there at 8 hours for sure, but it's definitely worn off. I'm happy that it's not all under my eyes, so it doesn't do that. So it's worn off quite subtly, quite elegantly. I'm not upset with the way my face looks. Yeah, the mascara, it's still there as well. It's not as great as it looked at 8 hours, but it's certainly not bad at 12 hours. So I'm still very happy with the mascara. The lips were gone in an hour. They were gone probably before the hour was out, but let's give it an hour. So this is just lip gloss right now. The blush, definitely, I can't really see it in these lights, like very, very little, but in my bathroom mirror, they look like I still have blush on. And at 8 hours today, the blush was definitely still there. So I'm gonna give it a solid 8-hour wear. I really don't see much of it left currently, but it's there. It's there a little bit, maybe just not in these very bright lights. Yeah, really good wear test today. So the only thing I'm not really excited about is the Kulfi lip oils. And I'm a little mad at it, I guess. I really do want it to last longer, but I'm going to have to lower my expectations, I think. It's really pretty. It's very nice for what it was made for. It's very beautiful. The foundation is, it's wonderful. I love it. So that's the biggest win for me, and I'm really liking the Rare Beauty. Thank you so much for sticking with me now all the way to the end. I'm gonna keep testing all this makeup, but tomorrow will be a drugstore haul. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.